This video we're going to talk about margins. Margins can be deceptively simple. Now I say deceptively because once you start trying to figure them out, you're like, what does this even mean? So here we have a red rectangle with a yellow rectangle. The yellow is a child of the red, and you see we have this nice, neat little, I think that's like 5 pixels, and then this margin here, which is 50. So we're going to figure out how to make that work. Let's go ahead and jump in here. And let's say width, let's make this 300. Height, let's make this 400. Let's set the color to red. And let's go ahead and throw an anchor in here. I'm just going to center in the parent. Save, run, and sure enough, there is our big red rectangle. Let's go ahead and add our child. We're going to set the color. Actually, I'm pretty lazy. Let's just do this. Copy. And let's go wham, paste. Let's make this 100 by 100 and set this to yellow. By default, there are no anchors. And because there's no anchors, you guessed it, it's 0, 0, and there's no margin. All right, so let's go ahead and let's figure this out. So we're going to say anchors, margins. Oh, now we're getting somewhere. We're going to set a what's called a global margin, which is all margins, to 50. Now, when we run this, don't expect anything exciting. Why? Because by default, there is no anchor by default. Run this, and ta-da, nothing changed because there's no anchor. If we go in here, notice how if we try to look for margin, it just isn't there. So in short, we need to set an anchor. So let's go ahead and say anchors left equal parent dot left. Ta-da! Notice how, because we've set the left anchor, the margin 50 is now there. But it's not on the top because there's no top margin. That's one of the deceptive things here, is that it's going to look at what your anchors are set, in this case left, and will only set the margin for the anchors that are set, not for anchors that are not set. Let's go ahead and say anchors, and I want to set this to bottom is going to be the parent's bottom. And you notice we have our nice all anchors, or I should say all margins on all anchors that are set, in this case left and bottom, and it's a nice 50 pixels. Now we're going to look at how to do a specific margin. We're going to take this left right here and drop that down. So I'm going to say anchors, margins, but instead of margins, I'm going to say left margin. You notice how when you go in there, you can do left, right, top, bottom. We're going to say the left margin, we want this to be 15. Save and run, and voila, 15 pixels, perfect. Big takeaway from this is if there is no anchor set, the margin will not be set as well.